Hi, I'm Eric Bolling in for Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Let's get straight to our top story, the topsy-turvy presidential election. A new Fox poll of registered voters shows Hillary Clinton increasing her lead against Donald Trump. In a head-to-head matchup, Clinton is up by 10 percentage points, 49 to 39, compared to a 6-point lead about a month ago. Also, two new battleground polls have solid news for Clinton's campaign. In New Hampshire, a WBUR poll has Hillary with a 17-point lead over Trump, 51% to 34%. And in Pennsylvania, a Franklin and Marshall College poll shows Hillary with an 11-point lead of 49% to Trump's 38%. Now, despite the poll numbers and the criticism he's endured, even from some of his biggest supporters, Trump says things are still on track with his campaign.
So I just want to tell you the campaign is doing really well. It's never been so well united. And we started on June 16th. I would say right now it's the best in terms of being united that it's been since we began.
Joining us now with reaction from Washington, Chris Wilson, former Director of Research and Analytics for Ted Cruz's presidential campaign, and from Little Rock, Arkansas, Trump campaign Senior Advisor Sarah Huckabee. Sarah, Mr. Trump finds himself in a very unusual position, second place.
Look, Trump got a bump out of his convention. Hillary got a bump out of hers. This is going to be a very close election, and as we move closer to it, Americans are going to get to decide on one big thing. Do they want to keep our country safe, and do they want to keep it free, or do we want to lose it? And I think when the time comes to cast a ballot, the choice is going to be very clear, and they're going to pick Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton, and he's going to become the next president.
Yeah, Sarah, but they both had their conventions, and the lead, the Hillary Clinton lead about a month ago was 6, and now it's up to 10 in the Fox News poll. So she got a bigger bump out of hers.
Well, Donald Trump was up 7 right after his, so I mean that's a 13-point shift. That's much bigger than the lead that Hillary Clinton has right now. She just came off of her convention. Again, I think the biggest things we have to look at in this race are what are the big issues that people are voting on: the economy and national security. And who does better on both of those issues? Donald Trump on both of the two biggest issues that actually are going to decide this election. And that's why I think, hands down, he's going to beat Hillary Clinton.
All right, Chris, the talk of the week has been that there may be some sort of GOP intervention going on. What do you hear of this? What do you think of this? And by the way, is this a good idea if you want unity to the party?
Well, I think it's where there's smoke, there's fire. And the fact is, when you hear Trump saying that there's no problems at all in his campaign, yet he's fired at least 2 people that I'm aware of this week, it makes me believe that it's probably not true that there's no problems, because you don't fire people if there are no problems. And the challenges, I think, that exist coming off of the conventions. Well, there's been a couple of people from the Carson campaign that were let go. His North Carolina state director was let go. So it's just, it continues to be turnover there on the campaign trail. And when you're moving into the fall, coming out of the conventions, you really should have your core group around you. But back to your original point about the polls, I think the challenge that exists for the Trump campaign is, Sarah's right. Usually there's a sugar high polling effect out of conventions. But the challenge is Hillary got a bump off of hers, and now she's continuing to see it grow, as you just pointed out. And it's not just national numbers, it's the state numbers. And when you're looking at the sort of deficits that he is now facing in New Hampshire, in Pennsylvania, in Ohio, and Pennsylvania and Ohio are states demographically that his path to victory, he has got to win. Yeah. And when he's trailing those, that's a big issue.
There's no doubt, but I'll throw some shade on the fact, on this idea that it's all over for the Trump campaign. Sarah, $82 million last month raised.
Absolutely. That's a huge number, and a lot of that's from small dollar donors, which means he can go back and raise from them again. Also, another poll that people aren't talking about is that 70% of Americans say they want to change in this election. Donald Trump, this is the year of the outsider, and there's no bigger outsider, and I don't care who you are, nobody can argue that Donald Trump isn't the ultimate outsider. Hillary Clinton is the corrupt Washington insider. You contrast that as we get closer to Election Day, again, that's another point in Donald Trump's set, and another hand up, and this is a fundamental place where Donald Trump will win.
So does he pivot, though? Does he pivot? There's some high-profile people who've been in his camp who said, hey, Mr. Trump, you need to get back on focus, notably Newt Gingrich for one of them, and Rudy Giuliani, another one, saying, hey, let's focus on the attack of Hillary Clinton rather than these satellite issues. He seems to be in agreement with that, but will he?
Well, I think that's the big question. Sarah's point about him
Chris.
being the outsider is exactly right. If he can make it about him being an outsider, that's going to put him back in the position he needs to be to win. But right now, that's not what it's. He's not making it about Hillary Clinton being an insider. It's not making it about being Obama's third term. Unfortunately, right now, he's getting into fights with the Khan family, where 70% of Americans disagree with him on it, say it was out of bounds. He's throwing babies out of rallies, and that's what he's got to get back on the message he had that won him the primary, quite frankly, and that got him the lead coming out of the Republican convention. And if he can get back on that message, I think that you'll see these numbers start to change. I mean, let's face it. Romney trailed by a big margin until he went to that first debate. People forget Romney won that first debate against Obama, and those numbers flipped overnight. So this is by no means is it over.
Debates change the landscape completely. Sarah, I'll let you answer the same question. Should he listen to Newt Gingrich, Giuliani, and some of the others and refocus the message on I guess, attacking Hillary Clinton?
Absolutely. Anytime you're attacking Hillary Clinton in this election, you're winning. She's probably one of the most flawed candidates we've ever seen run for president. She shouldn't be running for president. She should be probably in prison for breaking the law and putting national security at risk. And so anytime he can focus on that, and I think we're already seeing him do that at his rally today, aggressive contrast between he and Hillary Clinton. I think we're going to continue seeing that over the next 97 days moving into the election.
So we're making all this hay. The media is making this big issue of these poll numbers. I get it. Polls are important, but maybe it's a little too early. But then you go see these rallies that Sarah pointed out today, the rally in Daytona Beach yesterday. Thousands upon thousands of people come out, and they're very energized.
They are, but let's face it, Romney had the same effect. I mean, Romney tells a great story about when he got off the airplane for the last time, didn't even announce when he was landing, and thousands of people turned out to greet him, and he really believed coming off that he was going to win. Yeah. Rallies don't necessarily have the overall impact, and if this election is about Hillary Clinton, I think Donald Trump does have a chance to win, but if it's about Donald Trump, he doesn't, and that's really the challenge he's got. Right. I mean, I'll give you one other number I think is important coming out of these polls, is he's only getting 70% of Republicans to vote for him. That's a problem. He's got to
go. I ran out of time. Heartbreak. Thank you very much, Chris and Sarah. Thank you.